Hey, it's Nix, and today we're going to be going over some alternatives to curseforge. So we're going to start with Nexus Mods. Nexus Mods does have a mod manager. They do have a lot of mods for almost 2,000 games. This is their homepage. Basically, you do have to have an account in order for you to download games and to get the mod manager. But like I said, they have mods for almost 2,000 games, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, to get to the mod manager, you look to mods up. You download the mod manager from here. You click on that, it'll take you to the page, and you say, hey, I want to download the latest version. And you go to the file page, it'll give you a description that you can do. So all the mods are set up like this: is description, a file page where you can actually download the mods, images of it. If somebody have videos in their thing, then this will be the videos, and then like stuff that most people don't care about, the logs and the stats. But for that, you can either do a manual download or the custom install location. If you know you want to install it customly, you can. They do say that if you do a manual download, you can change it later. So I did the manual download. It'll say, hey, you got to have net 6 plus, blah, 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 blah. The same thing with downloading mods, any mods from Nexus Mod. You can have a premium download. So that's basically to support modders. To support modders, you pay a little fee to have premium. But we're gonna do free because I want to give you the option of being able to have free things. So I installed mine here. It's gonna say, hey, you already got it installed here, and then that's pretty much it. So that's why I installed mine, or that's why I saved mine rather. Look, and then we're going to open it. Like say, yeah, you know, typical install stuff. So you probably will have to install it in your program files. So wherever your program files are, that's where you have to install it to. You'll say, hey, do you want to run the mod program after it's finished? The mod manager after it's finished? You say, yeah, sure, why not? By the way, Vortex is what the name of their mod manager. So it's like, hey, extensions updated. Please restart to apply them. Vortex will now handle Nexus download links. So select the game to manage. So from here, they got a bunch of things in here. You can search for a game. So for us, we have The Sims 4. In order for you to do that, so you just type in the name of a game and then hover over it, and then it'll have that manage option. You just click on manage for whatever game you want to have managed. So when you create your account, make sure you log in at the top up here. There's going to be a little profile, generic profile feature until you log in. This will give you information about how to get started on managing games, your login, how to install things, including download mods. Anyway, you want to go to settings here for what you want it to do, and there's nothing in particular I want to tell you to change here. You can put where you want your mods to be stored at on this page. Click this, or you can click on suggest, and it'll suggest where you think your mod should be. You can do downloads. You can tell it where you want them to put the downloads of your mods. And then basically after that, you go to mods. So this should say enable. I have an issue with my .NET time and this mod manager being able to find it. Again, that's the issue on my end because I think it's something like the custom installation of my drives. It's having a hard time with all the different drives. So we're not gonna worry about it. But anyway, just to make it easier for you, just so you know, you can say get more mods, and you click on that. As far as Nexus goes, because we already have it set up to The Sims 4, anything that you search for will search for only Sims 4 mods. I'm pretty sure if you have other games in there, it'll search for mods in both of those categories. There are multiple ways you can look up mods. Like I said, you can hit search for a specific mod. Like let's say you want custom eyes, and a bunch of eyes will pop up for you. Of course, this is not all eyes, so yeah. But yeah, there you go. All right, if you go back to the front page, you can also search by what is popular all time, the more trending, all that kind of stuff. Oh, just a quick note as well. If you go to your profile and go to site preferences, you can go to content blocking. And if you wanted to show adult content, you can. I hid it because it was very in your face and I want to be able to at least show you the screen. So there's a lot of adult mods on Nexus Mods, just so you are aware. And if you want to be able to see them, you just have to change the settings over here from your profile to be able to see it. That's it. So just be aware for that. If you don't want to see a lot of different things, you can add a lot of tags that you want to be blocked. And then as far as going back to the mods thing, so if you want to download something, let's say you wanted to download these pants here, you just click on them file, like I was saying earlier, you just go to files, and then you can hit Mod Manager to download it directly to the Mod Manager. It'll download directly to that app. You don't have to worry about that images. Of course, you can see what it looks like, blah, 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 blah. By the way, if there's more information about the mod, you can look in the description to find out more information about it. It'll tell you what it, depending on what the mod author says, it can tell you a lot of different things. If there is another item that you need for it to work, usually it'll tell you with the pop-up that you need another item for it to work. When you click on download, it'll tell you if you need another mod for it to work, and it'll give you a link. You could always download it directly, but you want to download it with the Mod Manager, because on the Mod Manager, you can check for updates. So all the mods you have here. You can disable your mods, you can enable your mods, you can uninstall them here. You can change what you want to see. Like, so if you want the author to be visible, you can add that there. All these other things you can have visible for your mods. Just all these little things to make it more convenient to use your mods. Again, purging mods does not get rid of that actual mod, it just gets rid of the link. So that's what that means. So if you want to uninstall a mod, you just hit remove over here. Do you really want to remove this mod from all profiles? You say, yeah, delete it from the archive as well. And then it should no longer be in there. So if you go to your mods folder, open game mods folder, it should no longer be in there, but also it never was installed. So some other things I forgot to touch on. So with the Mod Manager, you can install from files. So that basically means if you did a manual download from the website, you can click on the download that you have from the Nexus Mods website, and then click on here to have it download into your mods folder. I told you, like I said earlier, I have a .NET time error with my computer, and I think it's just because of the many drives I have and it's confusing it. But you shouldn't have this problem. I know I already have .NET on my computer. So you can do that. You can check for everything. Like I said earlier, categories, you can categorize. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not sure about categories, sorry. Manage rules, you have no file conflicts. Wow. So you can check for file conflicts for mods that's already in the actual Nexus Mods Mod Manager. I'm sure it would not do it for mods outside of that Mod Manager. Deploy mods, so basically it just tries to link up the mods with the website. This removes the links from the mods from the website. I'm not sure what that does. This just gives you a history of what you've downloaded. This opens your Mod Manager, your mods folder, your game folder, all that stuff. Then there's just more tutorials about what to do with the mods. Down here, if you have you can enable, disable mods, uninstall a mod, or which mods are uninstalled currently. You can search for mods if you have a long list of mods, RCC. You can select the versions. I don't know what the versions does for it, but you can do that. Sometimes if it's not updated here, there's a little triangle, like a broken triangle that'll be there. And you can, I think, either click on it or right click on it to have it fix the categories. You can store items by category. And then I'm not sure about this part over here, but that's some things that you can do. The author, you sort things by authors, things like that. And like I said earlier, you can go ahead and add more items if you want to add more over here. But it's a pretty decent Mod Manager. It's not that bad. Do I think the CurseForge Mod Manager can be better? Yeah, we're just waiting for that day for it to be. Unfortunately, I can't show it off to its full capacity just because I could not get it to work. And that's only because I've kind of messed up stuff on my system. So yeah, but I do hope, if you decide to, you can definitely give this a try. Be careful from downloading from certain people on there. It's not a mod site that is as regulated as CurseForge. Not saying that you're gonna get a virus for it or anything. I have no idea. I can't tell you if you will or will not, but it's definitely not as regulated as CurseForge's website. I can tell you that much. But they do have they have a lot more games available, and they do have a mod manager that works a lot better than the current CurseForge version at this time. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful, and we're going to be moving on to the next mod manager, although it doesn't have quite as much as this one. Hey, so the next one we're going to look at is the mod manager on MTS. So this one is something I know a little bit better. I have tried it out before when it first came out. I think it came out about a year ago now. It's by Game Time Dev, and it's available on Mod The Sims. It is, to me, is much better than the CurseForge manager, mostly because you can actually divide stuff into folders. As you know, many of us have huge CC folders. And not being able to have it individually divided like how we like to have our mods divided is a problem. It also makes it very much more difficult to see if you can't divide it by folders. So it's just like a quick little look at how it's divided, all the thumbnails. There's a lot of thumbnails on there, blah, 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 blah. Just good. You need thumbnails. Oh, they have changed it now. They have their website. So you gotta get the new version from their website, I think. Only available, yeah. So the new version you can only get from their website. So yeah, look, if you scroll down, it'll give you a quick description. Sort your mods easier, but how? Basically, you can see this tool as a file explorer with additional features for Sims 4 files. Like any other file explorer, you can select, delete, or move files. However, with this program, you can also disable, enable mods, CC, individual, multiple files, or entire folders with their thumbnails and use special filters. With these filters, you can first distinguish between create a sim item, catalog build mode item, or other. In the case of create a sim items, you can even differentiate more precisely into areas such as makeup, hair, shoes, etc., just like in the actual game. So that's really cool. This gives you some features of things that you can do or what's available in here. Delete duplicate files, which is awesome. Easy way to sort mods and CC. Enable disable mods, which is really good because, you know, sometimes certain things conflict and you know they conflict, so you want to disable them to make sure you can play the game without basically keep moving files around. These are things they plan on working on, but at the top, if you decide to download the older version, you can just go to download, and there's a Windows version and a Mac version, so make sure you get the version for your PC. But we're gonna go ahead and try to get the newer version. Oh, you can't even click on it. Why can't you click on it? And then there's no actual link down here. Wow. Okay, this is the website. Yes, it is in the comments. I'm sure it's on the creators page. You can just type it in. But this is the web address. I'll put it in the comments or in the description below. But once you go to the website, as you can see, you can go to download for Windows or other versions. So if you have a Mac, then this is how you get to the Mac version. If you want to get older versions of the thing, you can. I think I've tried to download this version and have it work. It did not work on my PC. So I am going to be using 1.09. Look, I'm going to be using 1.09 because that one does work on my PC. The other versions did not. But yeah, so there you go. You just click on whichever version you decide to get it from, or whatever you decide to get it from. When you click on download, just hit download, install it wherever you would like to install it. So I have it here. This is basically it. Well, that's if you want the installer. This is a whole separate entity here if you decide to do that. Or you can just download the exe self, download the whole installer. I don't really like downloading the installer, but yeah, you know how I feel about installers. But anyway, let's go ahead and set this thing up. So you do not have to put this in your Sims 4 folder. You can put it anywhere, as you just saw that I did. So you can put it anywhere, and then you just, you know, install it like you normally install stuff. Should I have extracted it first? Yes, please extract your stuff. Because when you don't extract stuff, you have a chance of causing it to be corrupted. So please extract your things. I do not want it to be in that folder. Actually, let's put it on this SSD. I mean, let's put it on this, put it on that drive right there. Boom. Create a short, have the option to create a shortcut. Okay, so you can put it wherever you want to put it, except the, like, read the terms and read the agreement, hit next, pick the file that you, or drive that you want it to be on, hit next. If you want a desktop shortcut, click it. It's going to be unclicked. So click it if you want it up there, then hit next. And then it'll ask you if you want to continue to install in whatever location that you decided. And then you hit yes if that's what you want. If not, then you go back. All right, I'll get back to you once it's done installing my little thingy. Once it's done installing. So it has finally finished setting up, and you can unclick it if you don't want to launch it right then and there. But of course, you want to launch it right now. Want to launch it right now. So let's see how long it freaking takes to load. Alrighty, so once it has launched, it'll give you this little nice welcome and thank you message. You can pick your language. They got quite a few translations. They say so down here. So got quite a few translations available. Let's hit next. This program is in beta. Errors may occur. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it gives all the information about your freaking computer. So there you go. Max display items. So you can change how many items you want displayed at a time. Max items on a page. How many pages, if you want to use pages or not. Animations, I don't even know what that means. We're gonna keep that on for now because I'm not sure what the animations are. I don't know if it's like it flips like a page in a book. And then, but if you're having a hard time running this, then maybe you need to like, you know what? I'm probably just gonna turn the animations off just because I don't want to try to figure out what the animations mean, and they're not necessary. Animations are not, they're not necessary, and it'll make it harder for it to run. So let's just go ahead and turn that off. You can decide your mod folder path. So if this is incorrect, you can switch it to whatever your mod folders are actually on. This is actually my mod folder here, Sims 4 folder. Yep. So that's actually right, and it'll give you, and it gives you an example under it so you can know where you're supposed to be at, or like what your path's supposed to be. So there you go. It probably will take a while if you have a lot of mods in CC. So I will come back once it's done loading up all my stuff. Alrighty, so the mod manager has finished loading. It took forever. It took like a couple hours, but this will be your first see when you come in. The first thing I suggest you do, especially if you aren't seeing anything pop up in any, if you're not seeing any of this pop up, or if you're not seeing any of your folders pop up, if you know you're not seeing the correct folders pop up for what's inside your mods folder, go to settings, make sure that it is set to the correct settings. If you need to change the path, you just change it here and then tell it where you need it to go. Same thing for where your Sims 4 folder is. If you need to change where your Stray folder is, if you would like to change, if you want to put where the game is actually installed at, you can here. And if you want to have the Sims 4 Studio path in there so it can open stuff into Sims 4 Studio so you can look at it through there, then you can do that here as well. Just click on it, Sims 4 Studio. I think that's it. Oh, you actually have to program. So you got to click on the program. All right. And then there you go. You change it to that. And then for this, recalculate cast object tags. I have no reason to do that. All CC for mods. So you can activate all your CC that's in that folder. You can activate all your CC and mods. I don't know why you want to do that, but you could from here. Analyze thumbnail cache, and that's to kind of help get some missing thumbnails. If you have it in your thumbnail cache, I tend to delete mine so I know there's nothing in there for it to analyze, but you can have it there. You can have this available on startup, like when you start up this mod manager. I suggest not to do that only because it already takes a long time for it to load, even though it's not going to be 2 hours the next time that you open it. But the first time, yeah, it might be 2 hours depending on how much CC you have in there. So I suggest you go ahead and not have that activated on startup. So you can always analyze it once you've already opened the app. Same thing for check relationship between CC. That's just to check to see if CC is needed by other CC. You can always scan that when you start the thing. Read game files, recalculate values, also so that broken CC can't be detected. Okay, that's fine. You can have it to help you find broken CC, whatever. So on the home page, this will be set up like however you have your mods set up in your mods folder. This is my mods folder, my Sims 4 mods folder. As you can see, this is pretty much how it's set up. Not quite. It's missing a couple things like the cast backgrounds, and when I first loaded this I did not have it like this, so I will have to do the rescan to add some other files in there, but for now it don't really matter. I don't really care about that. It's only like one file in that cast background thing. The unsorted stuff is just all the stuff that's just kind of thrown in your folder that is not like inside of another folder, so that's just something to know for that, for the unsorted. And then let's say you wanted to, you can deactivate all your CC from here, like every single piece from here if you would like to. So let's say you had a folder or maybe a mod folder that you don't use very often, you can do that. It does have many of the thumbnails. You can click on an item. You can right click on an item and you can rename the file from here. You can add a note. Like let's say you rename the file to something else, but you want to know who it's by in the future. You can do that. You can search it for, you can open it up in Sims 4 Studio. You can search for it on the web if needed. So that's really cool. And you can open a folder directly. So that's all really cool. You can move it too as well. Look, you can move it to another folder right here to move it to another one of your folders if you would like, or you can search for the image on Google. It may pop up, and it did. Wow, there we go. So you can search for the images on Google if they don't have it available, which is really awesome. Again, you can put any kind of note you want here, whether you want to deactivate this for certain things, whatever kind of notes you need to put in there. And that's all really cool. You can delete it as well. And then I'm not sure what the triangle does. Add remove from categories. Oh, okay. So you can add it to a category. Okay. All right. That's cool. And that's what you can do with all these things. So instead of having you look through this whole thing, you can go by your own folders, which is basically the same thing, except it's divided a little bit more. It kind of shows you, well, it should have showed you how many pages is in here, but it does not for some reason. But but you can hit select all and deactivate all that kind of stuff. But if you select all, then you get these same kind of options without right clicking. You can just hit this check mark and it'll leave it alone. To deactivate items, you can hit this deactivate. If you want to deactivate items individually, you can just hover over it and it'll have deactivate. Then when it's deactivated, it'll have this little mark here saying, hey, you've deactivated this. That's pretty much it. You can move things between folders. Like I said earlier, I think you can move folders. I'm just not sure how you do that yet, but I'm pretty sure you can remove the folders from here too. I'm just not sure how you do it. Oh, you can search things by category and whether or not things are deactivated, activated, whatever. You can search by cast item, catalog object, pose animation, things like that. So that's really cool. This is mostly mods and stuff. I'm not sure if it will find the thumbnails for mods. Yeah, they don't really do a good job for finding thumbnails for mods, but you are welcome to try. Look, but you're welcome to try to do so. So like, yeah, I don't think it does a good job of that. Let me see. This is another mod. Let me see. Search image. Kind of. That's kind of right though. I mean, I can't be mad about it. You have to save the changes if you want it to save. I didn't do that the last time, so that I don't think it saved that fancy picture. But anyway, that is how you find things by categories. Okay, so the categories is what we were doing earlier when we was messing with these folders. So categories. So let's say we add a new category here. Let's say we add, I don't know, shirts as a category. And home folders, RCC. I think this is that's the skirt. This is the top. Okay. Oops. You can click on multiple things, by the way, if you left click on multiple things and have them all be activated. But anyway, click on it and then shirt should pop up and then you can move it to that category. You should hit the plus sign and then it should be added. That should be added to its tag. Look, and then at the top it say, hey, this is a shirt. This is going to shirts category, blah, 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 blah. Let's add up that to the top. Should you want to take the time to put all these things into categories? Yeah, not me, but you can definitely do that, which is really good. But again, it's a lot of time. So problems, just things that you should know about weird files. So if you have problems, it'll say, hey, some of the CCM mods that's shown here aren't necessarily broken, but the program couldn't read them correctly. They just are kind of weird. I don't know what's happening. To make the program better for everyone, it would be helpful to send problematic files for examination. And then you can send your problematic files to this creator. To the creator. Most of my files I know are broken because they are just corrupted files. I need to re-download them. Usually I delete them. I have to move some files around. Not important. So it'll tell you, hey, these files ain't working right. You might want to go ahead and go figure out what's going on with them. Like I said, most of these are corrupted. I need to just delete them. Same thing for over here. They actually can find a few duplications. They say the feature is not fully completed yet. At the moment, the program only detects duplicate files. CC with the same ID are currently not recognized. So it says if it finds duplicate files, and you can delete all duplicates, but I highly suggest you do not do that, because most of the time the things that it considers to be duplicates are not duplicates. Like all these, I think all these have the same creator name in the front, and so it considers all this to be duplicates, but it's not. Now it is a collection, so maybe it's in here somewhere as a thing, but I don't think it is. I don't see it pop up here as the actual package that is combined together. So yeah, I think it just said, hey, this is all under the same name, and that's why it's under that collection. But tracksuit jacket, tracksuit pants, tracksuit skirt, again, that's all separated, but it's considered as to be one thing. So just be careful with the duplicates. It can't actually find duplicates. Like this here is actually a duplicate file. One of them is an updated version of the file, so this is actually a duplicate. Same thing for here. When this is update, it's an actual duplicate. So I need to delete one. So, and you can just delete it from here too. You can just take it and delete it from here. I'm not sure which one is the more updated file. You could have gone to the folder to figure it out, and it would have told you, and then it moved it off the duplicate list because it's no longer a duplicate. So that's awesome. I told you what program I prefer to use for this, so I'll go do ahead and remove all these duplicates in that other program when I had the chance. You can support the creator. It's just a nice little buy me coffee thing. You click on that button to support them. All the people that support them is at the bottom here. What else can I tell you? So if you have issues with the mod, there's a help and about page. There is a written guide, and then there's a video guide to help you with certain things with the mod. You can definitely go ahead and use that. I am using a slightly outdated version of this. You can get the 1.12, I think it is, for Windows, and it's 1.10 or 1 point something for Mac. But yeah, it's the guide. You hit open, it'll can tell you a lot of different things about how to install, what the first start gonna be like, an overview of the whole thing, the folders, the categories, problems, settings, things like that. So categories, I think, does not have a long written guide. This is a slightly outdated guide here. As you can see, it's for 1.08. So it could stand to be updated. They have one for Windows, for installation, and Mac, about the installation, then the first start, and then, you know, all the stuff that they said at the top basically is here. If you're in the actual mod manager itself and you click on the question mark at the top, it will take you to the same thing, but it will take you directly to the area you need to go to. If you have questions, there are little question tabs, more little fat things at the bottom here. It's just a lot of information that you can read through if you're having troubles with the mod manager. So that's nice and convenient, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It does a lot of pretty cool things. Again, like I said, you can move things around. Like I said before, if you're trying to click multiple things, you can easily do so by just clicking all of them. And that's it. Look, I hope this was a quick little easy guide for you to figure out how to use this. And I hope it makes it a little bit more easy for you to move around your files and stuff. The only reason why I didn't do it when it first came out was because it was a little bit more difficult for you to use. Some people had issues with the program and you had to do some extra steps to make it work. It wasn't too difficult to do that because I was able to do so and replicate it. But anybody want me to take extra steps, it's been updated to the point where it can do that. Now it does not auto update files, so do not expect it to do so, unfortunately. So sorry about that. But if you just want to have a quick way to easily delete and move around your files and deactivate things that you don't need, then you can easily do so from here. All right, so the last one I want to mention is called Sims Mods Updater, and it's on Mod the Sims. It was suggested by a commenter on one of the curseforge videos. Basically, it just updates a lot of different mods. Of course, you know, it's not every single mod there is out there, but the creator has added a lot of different mods to this. Some people have an issue with it because technically it's kind of gray as far as whether or not they really got permission to add some of these creators mods and CC to this thing. But also, according to the creator's website, they may be discontinuing this in December. But basically, like I said, it's just an application that updates mods and CC for you. That's pretty much all it does. All mods are indexed into databases that records mods versions. When you install mods using this app, it will remember the mods version. You can download it from here, from Mod the Sims. I suggest you go to the creator's website, which is in this link here. And you can see from their website, it'll take you directly to the download page. You have these 3 options here to download it. The only reason why I was hesitant about suggesting this one is because they said that they'll be shutting down in December, so they probably will not be supporting it anymore. I don't know if that means that the app would not be functional anymore or not, but that is something that you have to consider if you decide to try it out. At least it'd be something, you know, to try out until the beginning of next year. But yeah, you have the option of these 3 systems here. So whichever system you have, you download it for your system. They give you more information about it on the home page up here. If you would like to try it out, at least until the end of December, it's basically the same thing too. Oh, this gives you information about the site and the app. Oh, this tell you the sources that they get their mods from too. That's interesting. Okay, cool. But anyway, back to the downloads. To download it, you just hit your version. I have Windows. Save it if you're gonna save it. It's executable file. Pretty much like we've been doing everything else. Most of these things are executable files. You just click on it, set it up, go through the process. This is what the actual app looks like. It takes a while to go through your whole folders. I'll be back once it's done with that. So just like the others, the first startup takes a while. It'll go ahead and check for updates for you, all that stuff. In the background, I just want to show you all how you set up your settings in the thing when it pops up for you. But it'll have the initial pop-up. It'll say, hey, these are all the things that you need to have updated. All the things that it's found for me, which is quite a bit. You might want to go ahead and look and see what they find. So this is the thing. This is the file that they want to install for you. So this is what they're going to remove, which is your old file. And then it will install a new file and you can have it And you can look and see what they want to install. This tells you the version number. So this was in 2020, this is in 2022. I would have to go look and see if it's actually the same thing or if it just unlocks everything. So, you know, you just have to go look at that kind of thing and make sure that it is what you want. This is probably just genuinely just an update for this thing. So, you know, of course you can just go ahead and get that if you would like and have it do that. If you don't want it to update something like this, I'm not sure about, so I don't want this to update this. You just hit ignore update until next time and it won't mess with it. This one says who's asking, already upgraded, zip. Okay, cool, but they have a lot of different CC files in here, which is probably those corrupted files that we saw on one of my other ones. And then up down here, what we want to upgrade it to is this, which would be fine, except, you know, this is not the same thing. And this is probably all those corrupted files, like I still say. So I don't really care if we replace that or not. And you just keep going through it until you find all the things that you may or may not want replaced, yada, yada, yada. Say, hey, I replaced this file. Usually with things like this, you want to replace everything. You don't want to just replace one thing. So you have to go in and like check that. Like you have to go in and check that to make sure if that's what you want. Same thing for this. I'm not really sure what it's trying to replace here. So I'm gonna ignore that because I know that's a recent update. I recently updated it by myself. And then it'll tell you at the bottom, it'll say, hey, yeah, we're trying to update. So for me, for some reason, it couldn't update my stuff. I have no idea why. Some things it was able to update, some things it wasn't. And there'll be a green bar when it's able to update a certain thing. I've ran this earlier, so I know it wasn't gonna update all my stuff. Anyway, it tells you the number of installed mods you have, all your enabled mods, disabled mods, available updates, issues that it found, the version of this actual app, the Sims Mod Updater app, all that stuff. They do have quite a few ads on here that is just everywhere, all over the page. So this person definitely like want their ad money. Not mad at them, I get it. If you go over here to mods, it'll say, hey, these are all your installed mods. You can search certain mods. So let's say you want to search for Vamp and it will show like all your vampire clothing or whatever it is that you search. Let's say you want to search for eyes. I don't know why I like searching for eyes, but you know, it'll pop up with all the eye stuff. And then I got the letters EYES in there. So there you go. You can click on multiple things. But that's if you want to click on everything, click at the top. But if you want to click on multiple things, click beside the picture. At the top, if you click on multiple things, you can undo it by clicking on this negative sign. Oh yeah, if you want to delete them from the top, add a tag from the top, all that stuff, you can. Okay. If you want to update them, enable them or disable them, you can from right there. If you select multiple ones, if you just want to do it individually, then you go next to the actual item that you're next to. Same thing up here. You want to go to categories. I think you would have to create the category somewhere else. I'm not sure when you would go in the app to do that. You can check for updates for all these things, rescan your mods folder, sort mods based on folder pattern. You can do that too, so that way it can be based on your folder. Oh gosh, I don't actually want you to do that right now. So it did move my things around. Not sure by what, but it did move it around. But this was something that it was not able to update. You can filter it by whether or not it has update available up here. But let's go to the next thing. Oh, they have mod packs. So you can search. Ooh. So you can search for mod packs up here before I go to the next thing. A small amount of mods, and you can look at them, all the little different mod packs they have, which is really cool. Like it. But anyway, let's go to the next one, issues. So it'll detect like if you have issues. Now it even detects issues with your tray folder, which I think is really cool. This is just telling me I need to get rid of these zips and RAR files because I don't need them, blah, 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 blah. But if you go to duplicate files, it will even tell you if you have duplicates in your tray folder, which I think is really cool. Now, I know why this is telling me this. I'm aware of it, but I think it's cool. Not too many things tell you about if you have duplicates in your tray folder. So there you go. You can search for things specifically here, whatever CC you want to find. You can install CC from there, which I think is cool too. Like, so if you want to install some new CC, you can. They even have files from Sims File Share and curseforge. So there you go. If you need to change any settings, you can do that from here. This is the my folder setting, tray folder settings. You can read and see what you need to do there. And then when you set the settings that you want, just validate it here. Boom, the stuff that we don't really care about. All right. And then this just tells you the status of the website, the search engine, how well it's being able to download stuff, I guess, from these other sources for the mods and stuff. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty much what it does. It's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. It's not like a great mod manager because all your stuff is just thrown in here together. But as far as being able to like enable, disable mods, and I hate having all these ads up here. You got all 3 banners full of ads. But like, anyway, as far as being able to enable, disable mods, being able to divide it by the source or, you know, the type of mod, a creator name, things like that. Oh, this is how you add tags. Okay, that's cool. So you can add your tags from there. But being able to do all that, it's pretty awesome. You can't like, you know, move around in folders too much and all that kind of stuff, but you can at least update it and it'll work really well with the Mod Sims Mod Manager. You know, that'll work well together to kind of help you get your mods managed and then your mods updated. So there you go. Anyway, it's just another option if you don't want to use CurseForge. Okay. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope this gives you something else to look at while you are using a CurseForge one. Just something to look at to say, hey, some things you might want to tell a CurseForge team about things they can update, make it a little bit better. I really do feel like they are trying to work with the community to try to make the mod manager a lot better. So make sure you go ahead and tell the CurseForge team like, hey, this other mod manager has this, or say, hey, you know, whatever you like about other mod managers, can you add this to your mod manager so that way, you know, it can be better. Look, so that way it can be better. But I hope this has been helpful. I hope this gives you some ideas about some better ways or some other ways to help you manage your mods. And I hope you all are taking care of yourselves. Until next time, bye. Hey, so this was after I was done recording. I went to go to my mods folder to fix some things. And I saw that the Sims mod updater had when I clicked on arrange my files, it arranged it by individually moving each file, each piece of CC into a file by creator. So I have to put all this stuff back because you don't want 1,000,000 files in your folder because it makes the game slower to run. So I suggest you not click that button so that way you won't have to worry about stuff like this. But it does give you an idea of which creators and CC he has in the updater, I guess, if that's what you care about. But now I'm upset I gotta move all this crap back. So yeah, just be aware, don't press that button while you're trying it out. Also, while I was at it, I found out how to manually download stuff too. You can just click on this and if it needs to be updated, and then you go click on whatever site it says it is, and you go to it, and it'll take you right straight to the newest version of it. So awesome. Alrighty, if you've made it this far, thank you. And consider liking and subscribing while you're here. And bye for real this time.